Hi, I am going to do your reading. I have a cough drop in my mouth, so I really apologize if it looks awful, but I've had a cough for the past few days. But anyway, I have your list of questions that you have. Some of them will be more advice, others will be actually direct from the cards. So I'll put these over here. Sorry. I am feeling better. I was feeling kind of sick earlier this week, so. But I don't want to start hacking along while I'm doing your reading, so. All right. So, the first thing that comes up is with the beach house that you had kind of like given up on. You really had an emotional kind of, you're really emotional with it because you were trying to hold on for it for so long. But was something wrong with the foundation and the structure of the building that wouldn't pass inspection, or something that would have cost like a lot of money for it to fix? That being said, yeah, because you really would have put a lot of money into that, like money that you really didn't have or don't have at this point. You would have taken a lot of credit that would have really kind of put a damper on doing anything like full time with it. So I know you had mentioned beach house. Okay. You know, you moved on, and this new beach house just kind of happened, or is happening. Like, it just kind of showed up. Like, it was kind of like you were feeling really bad about having to walk away from the other place. That you're like, well, you know, maybe that wasn't meant to be, and this one just kind of showed up in that sense. So this particular house, let me see, are people still living in it now? Or I don't know if it was like a family thing, that somebody who owned the house either passed away, or it was like there's something that was happening with courts or anything like that. I am picking up that it could take a little bit longer than you had anticipated, but structurally, I don't pick up anything that's wrong with the house. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing that I can pick up that's wrong with the house. You know, and it's one of those things where you love the house. You're not in love with it as much as you were with the other one, but it has its little charms here and there that you really, really like. You learned a lot from your last, the last issue with the house. Like, you learned a lot in terms of what you were going to do, how to do things first instead of like holding things back. I'm looking that something to do with August. Either 8 months, August, you got the 8s going on here. So it could be 8 weeks, 8 months, or August, which is the 8th month. Things are going to come into fruition with that. I don't think it'll take until next August for things to happen. So probably more on the 8-week kind of mark. Definitely not 8 days, because that's a little too soon. But you know, probably about 6-8 weeks, you're going to start seeing some things. And everything's going to kind of go into motion with that. So right now it's at the very, very beginning stages. You might have to go through some legal stuff. If there's anything that has to do with like probate, or like I mentioned, like maybe somebody still lives there, or if it's like a foreclosure thing, there might be some legal stuff that you have to kind of work through, but it's really nothing major. It's nothing legal against you guys. It's whoever is dealing with the house. I don't know if that resonates at all, but you're going to start getting nervous. You're going to start getting worried about, you know, oh my God, this is going to happen again. I'm going to lose the house, this and that. You know, it's really going to make you like really gun shy, especially with the waiting period for the paperwork to get all set up and straightened out. But this is going to happen. Like, I know in the last reading you talked about it's going to happen. It just takes some time. Nothing ever goes smoothly, as you know. But don't let it stop you from pursuing it. I know we had talked about that the last time. And this kind of ties into your business itself. Let's see. You're very worried about sacrificing too much, if that makes any sense at all. I know on your paperwork that you sent me, yeah, the come out of the closet really is a big thing. Like, you're worried about losing everything. And come out of the closet mainly means, like, at your own pace. Like, even if you, like, take a foot out of the closet and you slowly do it, as long as you don't hold out too long, because the longer you hold out, the longer it's going to take for everything to really kind of be put into motion. You know, really take the time to sit there and think about what you're actually afraid of. Like, are they realistic? Are they things that you know, are there things that you just don't, that you're just kind of like manifesting in your own head that aren't really going to happen? So this, like we talked about before, is really what you're truly meant to do. You're really, really meant to do this. So, you know, if your guides are telling you that and your intuition is telling you that, what's stopping you is your ego, which is all this on your head there. So sometimes we have to jump in feet first, even though you're a hardcore planner. Sometimes you just have to do it. And it's a lot of work, but it ends up working out at the end because you're putting it out there. The ball is rolling on it. It just takes time. You know, I'm not sure about the to lose the victim martyr persona. I don't really, let's see. I don't really see you as a victim or a martyr, like in that sense. You worry a lot. And that's what stops you. You're also very impatient with yourself, and you don't really allow your intuition to take the wheel in a lot of things, like decisions and whatnot. Again, you're very cerebral, but you're very intuitive. But your ego, which is your cerebralness, kind of like takes over everything. That's why things are delayed, because you're kind of like stunting your growth. And a lot of it is reflecting on anything that has happened in the past, which, you know, everybody's guilty of doing that. Everybody does that. It's just a matter of looking at it as an even thing rather than looking at it as something that's going to dictate what's going to happen in the future. So, you know, that's over your sacrifice card. You know, you've sacrificed quite a bit so far, but you're worried about sacrificing too much to the point you're worried about losing a lot of stuff. When it comes to self-employment and it comes to that, you work harder than you would say if you did a 9-to-5 kind of a job. You know, it takes time to build your client base. It takes time. It's a lot of talking, a lot of efforts. You don't get a lot of vacations. So, and it's timing. You know, it's one person who knows. It's all networking in that sense. So I wouldn't so much say it's a victim thing or a martyr thing. But if you feel that that's how you're portrayed or how you feel you're acting, you know, stop for a minute when you really are overthinking or when you're starting to feel you're being that way, and kind of assess everything. So where am I feeling this? Am I feeling it in my head? Am I feeling it in my gut? Why is this happening? Why am I thinking that way? Write it down if you want to. Say, I have this fear because of this. I feel like I'm being a victim because of this. And say, okay, now what's really happening around you? What is maybe triggering you to do that? To think that way and feel that way. And if it's really, if you can sit there and go, there's really nothing that's happening with that, then that's a lot of stuff. That's the whole ego and cerebral thing. So you feel like you're stuck right now. You feel like you kind of, and you've been feeling it that way for a while, because I have a feeling this comes up a lot in your readings. But a lot of times the whole being bored and feeling stuck has a lot to do with your decisions to not move forward, to not come out of the closet, like you had mentioned. And you're getting those signs and you're getting those messages, you know, whether it's dreams, whether it's you're hearing it, whether it's your intuition, and you're not listening to them. And when you don't listen to them, like, especially if you know that that's what you have to do, like, you know, but you're afraid to just step over that threshold. You're really, I mean, if you look at this card, if you look at his feet, right here. And look at the face. That's you. Like, you really want to go over that threshold, but you're just holding on for dear life because you're afraid of the unknown. After that, you have this card. Once you step over that threshold, this is what you get. You get victory and success because you did it. You're working on it. You know what? That's a big thing to step over that whole threshold thing, you know? And that's you. You have a lot of hope. This is what you want. Everything is in the palm of your hands, but you're stopping yourself because of this. You're looking a lot in your past. You're looking a lot in what if. You know what? What ifs are not what ours. And I always said that all the time, and I learned that myself. You know, we're manifesting we're pretending to manifest, because manifestation is what you put out to the universe and what you're going to actually get as a creator. And you're a creator. We're humans. We create. So when you say what if, stop and think for a second. All your what ifs, did they really happen? Are they going to happen? How do you know it's going to happen? You know, especially if your intuition is telling you, you're getting messages, and you even said it yourself, to come out of the closet, to step forward, to get over that threshold. I'm not talking like running full steam ahead and just like going through like a bull in a china shop. But what it's really saying is, take that first step. You know, you've already taken you're kind of dipping your toes in the water a little bit. Now it's that time to like walk a little bit more. You know, think of it as going into a lake. And you're like, all right, the lake is a little cold, so I'm going to take my time. And you're walking in, and the water's slowly going up to you. You got your toes in there. You got your feet. You got this going up to your ankles. You know, and the cool thing is, this particular body of water, per se, is even enough so you can stop and enjoy it at whatever your comfort level is until you're warm enough to go into maybe a little bit deeper. Maybe a little bit deeper so you can kind of like back and forth where you're not going in over your head. So, you know, step over that threshold. It's really, really important that you do. And like, you want it so bad. I can feel it. I can feel that you want it. So, but that's why, and then now because of that, because you're feeling like really kind of bored and discontent, and you're not happy where you're at. You're happy, but you're just kind of like, I know I need to move forward. It's creating a lot of conflict in your own head because you know you have to do this. You know you have to do your Bliss Academy. You know you have to go through all that. But it's creating a lot of conflict. Is it, you know, you're having issues with your relationship? Is it kind of creating some strain here? I'm feeling kind of like a defensive kind of a stance in that sense. You know, the original beach house really kind of put a damper on a lot of stuff. You really were feeling down about that. But your focus really has to be on your career at this point. Let's see. Now with the partnership, I know you had mentioned in here that investment in a training program. What you need to do is you really need to voice any concerns, ask as many questions, and then weigh the options. I do see it being like lucrative, but nothing like, you're not going to make back what you're going to put into it, especially if it's a sizable investment. You actually are going to learn a lot if you do. I'm thinking about, it could be something that it's along the lines of what you do, but you're going to be learning a lot of other stuff too. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like, this is going to open some doors. So you do have a lot of concerns with it. The money aspect is a major concern, but there's something that's just not sitting right with you. I don't know if your questions have been answered, or if you've asked the right questions. I'm getting a sense that they're not really giving you a lot of information about it, or enough to satisfy your, yes, I'm going to do this. Like, you want to, but there's something that's just not really sitting right with you. Not that this person who's going to come up to you as a partner is a bad person, but just ask more questions. It's telling you right now, proceed with caution. You know, get all your ducks in a row, this and that. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But there is a partnership out there. I can feel this kind of happening. So this could be something where you put a little bit in and then you find somebody through that to kind of help you invest, and it all kind of comes through in that sense. So again, I'm really picking up a lot of uncertainty in that sense. Ask questions. Ask a lot of questions if you haven't already. And if anything pops up, do your research, things like that. Talk to other people who might be involved or have been involved in this to get your assessment on it. Let's see. Yeah, you really are a very intuitive person, but boy, you literally live in your head. Let's see. Have you met somebody recently who you just really connected with? That you're just like really like, all right, this person is, it's like a spiritual connection you have, nothing like romance or anything like that, but it's a connection that you have. I do see something coming up within the month or so that's really gonna like, it's going to literally kind of push you out of that closet, so to speak, and it's going to be a positive movement forward, but you're going to be afraid and you're going to be tempted to go back into that closet like, no, because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Not that you're a negative person by any stretch, but a lot of times I think that when too many good things are happening all at once with no issues, I think you get nervous. But you have this card, the New Beginnings card, right over your Triumphant Success card. So the success is there. You just have to do it. It's, you know more than anybody else that it's not just going to happen if you just sit there in the closet and wait for it. So even if you don't take this particular partnership, through that somehow you're going to meet people who are going to network. It's all networking in that sense. So again, just ask questions and then, do the math. You got to figure out like the finance part of it, but really stop for a second and really go with your intuition. It won't steer you wrong in that sense. Like I said, you're not going to make a lot of money in return, but you got to think of it in the long term and not the short term. Like in terms of like, okay, well, I have all these people. I may not be making a lot of money right now, but like, I'm meeting all these people and all this stuff is going to start to blossom. It's going to start to grow. And that's how it grows. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money on certain things. Have you been dreaming a lot lately? I've been picking up a lot of dream work on your end. So they'll give you the answers you need. Let me see. Let's see. So you have an opportunity to market a very big name product as an affiliate. I'm wondering about the messages that come through doing some affiliate marketing. All right. Affiliate marketing is not a bad thing. You're not going to have a loss on it for sure, especially if it's going to be on your blog or your website or anything like that. Especially if you've used the product, if you use the courses or anything like that and you stand true on it. I say go for it. I mean, why not? I mean, usually affiliate programs, you don't really have to pay anything in that sense. So all of that all comes into play. It's all networking in that sense. So again, your intuition knows, it's telling you what you even say it yourself and what you're saying. I really think it's a good idea, but blah, blah, blah. It's a matter of, get rid of the buts. I know that sounds weird, but say, I have a feeling this is going to be a good thing. Okay, well, if you have a feeling it's going to be a good thing, then why not do it? Of course, weigh your options, of course, pros and cons. Say, I'm going to do a little research on this, but if you really, really want to do something like affiliate marketing for certain, people, certain brands and stuff like that, and it's going to help you out a lot, especially if you run your blog, you have links and stuff on there, it's just going to help generate income. It's going to help traffic people, because usually it's like a hand-in-hand thing. So, that right there is kind of like an easier way to network in that sense. Because I think a lot of times when it comes to your business, a lot of times I think you create a lot of your own obstacles and a lot of your own challenges when you don't really need to. Especially, I'm having a feeling you might have missed a few opportunities that arose because of your what ifs. So, you're patient with it, and you're planning it, but I think you're stuck in the planning phase. So again, take that first step out of that closet. Take it. You're going to get a lot of people going to offer you a lot of stuff. Put it all out on the table. Like literally, take like note cards and just write down like the names of your opportunities. Lay it all out. Put your pros and cons on it, things like that. And then just go with what your intuition is telling you to do. It won't steer you wrong. It has never steered me wrong. And, I'm working on not only my tattooing business, but my online. Like, I started doing what I'm doing right now. And that was one of the things I'm like, you know what? I had to do it. My intuition was like, do this. And it's become more and more. Ultimately, I'd like to be able to do the tarot reading as full-time as much as I do the tattoos. So, it's baby steps at first. We all don't just kind of like drop into it, and then we're like, very few people, they're lucky, they know people in that sense. But I think a lot of times you get stuck in your choices and things like that. You're almost like, oh my God, there's too many things. What do I do? And I think you get a little overwhelmed. Talk to the universe. Talk to God or your universe, whoever you speak to, and be like, show me a sign. Synchronicities, signs, whether it's numbers, 11, 11, 12, 12, 10, 10, 10, things like that. Pennies, things like that. Find those synchronicities. And you'll find that when you're at a crossroads, and we're always in a crossroads in our life all the time, you'll find that the more you ask questions like, am I doing the right thing? And you get those signs, that means you're on the right path, All right, so this right here, this is the house. That's the house. You guys, that house is going to be a good thing for you guys. It's still going to be just like the last time. It's going to work out. Things are going to happen. Things are going to go good. It's going to be a good extra bit of income for you. And you're going to finally find your balance. Now, for your husband, his corporate job, I don't see right now being the best time to do that. He'll know in probably about 6 months. He's almost getting like itchy feet. He just has to plan things a little bit better in that sense. I'd say 6 to 9 months, I'd say, because you guys are gonna, like I said, I'm feeling a little bit of strain in your relationship. Nothing detrimental. You're not gonna get divorced or anything like that. It's nothing really bad. I just think it's a lot of, the big changes are scary. The new things are scary, but everything that you want is happening. It's just you're kind of afraid to fail at it. And there are going to be some things where you're going to fail. I mean, you mean that happened with the last house. It kind of failed. It wasn't your fault. It was just something you had no control over. So, but you learn from that and you move on in that sense. So, let me move that over here. So I'm going to pull a goddess card. All right, so you have White Tara. I'll show you the card here. That's who you have. Sensitivity. You're becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals. So, let me see. This is her message. As you've purified your inner world of thoughts, actions, and intentions, it's natural that you seek purity in your outer world as well. This is to acknowledge your heightened sensitivity, which is as real as it seems. You've stripped away the outer protective layers of unneeded defenses, which blot your psychic and spiritual awareness. Now you're on the path of ascension, which calls for your heightened awareness. And with this awareness comes new levels of sensitivity to the impure and the harsh. Your body is a trustworthy instrument of measurement of your tolerance level. Steer clear of that which your body signals you to avoid. That is your intuition. Take Take excellent care of your body and it shall serve you well. So get a lot of sleep too. Get more sleep. I think you stay up all night kind of like reeling in your head, which is, the perils of being a creator, I guess. So the various meanings of this particular card is: acknowledge and honor your sensitivity. Take steps to protect yourself from negativity. Avoid chemicals. Steer clear of situations with loud noises, crowds, violent media, and other triggers. So that to me is kind of makes sense, like especially if you're really, like I said, your intuition is really strong. And anything that's negative, anything that doesn't serve you, anything that kind of raises flags, that's where you go. And on the other hand, anything that kind of works out with that, then go with it. And we'll do a spirit message card now. And you have light. So I will read. Excuse me, I apologize. Hope you're not wearing any headphones. All right, light. Excuse me. Imagine yourself as a being composed of energy and light. Because in reality, that is precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you really are. The spirit world presents this card to remind you that some people are attracted to light, while others emanate it. You are a powerful beacon, and as a result, you have the ability to attract what you desire. Thoughts are like rays of light made up of energy that disperse into the universe, but eventually get returned to us. Ask yourself, how has my thoughts been lately? Have they been positive or negative? Is it worth remembering that you will often find that you're thinking about or looking for? You also have the power to use your brilliance to protect yourself from people or situations that might be causing you disharmony. Visualize yourself surrounded by a protective layer of brilliant white light, which allows you only positive people and situations to enter into your space and life for the highest good. You are a shining soul, and we are here in the spirit world to see your light and to know that you have the power to be even more than who you are, a spiritual being with unlimited potential. So I think that really speaks volumes in a sense, and they go hand in hand with white Tara and light. Being that you are a very sensitive person in that sense, and you're very in tune with what's going on. And, I think we had mentioned earlier in the reading that, you really are a beacon, and you put out what you want, and you get what you want. It's just, you're afraid of the what ifs. And I have to remind myself of that myself often, like what ifs are not what ares. That is a big, big thing. And I keep saying that because I want you to remember that. And that really helped me out a lot too, in terms of moving forward in my business and moving forward and branching out into doing more tarot readings and spiritual counseling and guidance, because I never thought I was good enough for it, and now it's all slowly coming to fruition in that sense. So, right now you have a lot going on, and I think a lot of it is in your head. You have a lot of decisions to make in that sense, but like I said, ask questions, especially when it comes to the partnership and the investment. Weigh your options. Like I said, if you're not feeling comfortable with it, that's your intuition telling you it might not be it. And as for the affiliate programs, why not? I mean, that was easy. I was just like, why not? I would say definitely do it. So, but all in all, with the house, like I said, that might take a little bit of time. There might be some legal issues that I'm kind of popping up a little bit. Like I said, I don't know if it's a probate thing. I don't know if somebody had passed away and then there was some glitches or whatever. Do not let it discourage you. Don't think it's going to happen like the last time. Structurally, it's fine. I think it's really fine in that sense. But meditate. Go out in nature, Do the things that you love to do and don't overthink. Just kind of be. Just you'll get your answers in that sense. And pay attention to synchronicities, like we had talked about earlier. That's your guides telling you that you're on the right path. So really, if you're like, really at a crossroads on decision making and something you really want to do with that sense, or if you're going a path that you're kind of unsure, they'll give you a sign if you're on the right path with that. So, but again, if you have any questions, just message me. And all in all, I think you're on the right path. You just have to walk out of that closet a little bit more. You have the door open, the light is there. Now you're going to put that foot over that threshold a little bit more. Put the heel down a little bit. Got the toe out there, put the heel. So, I hope you have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.